On the treatment of the pancreas, let me say right away that treatment in each case is individual. So please, if you hear some advertisement on TV, don't rush to buy that medication and start taking it. Why? Because for some people that medication works wonderfully, while for others it doesn't help at all. As a rule, the pancreas likes three things, as they say: hunger, cold, and rest. Therefore, naturally, the first priority in treating the pancreas is diet. Secondly, enzyme preparations are very often prescribed, as well as antispasmodics, medications that improve pancreatic metabolism, and if necessary, medications for intestinal dysbiosis. Anti-inflammatory drugs are prescribed if there is a need for them. Herbal therapy may also be used, but again, everything is selected individually in specific doses for each person. In other words, you shouldn't prescribe treatment for yourself. You need to see a doctor, choose the right treatment, the right diet, and then achieve a positive result from the therapy. As for the diet, I believe that each person has their own set of enzymes. Each person has a specific set. We are all born with a certain combination. For example, some people can digest milk, while others cannot. Some can digest buckwheat, while others cannot. To address this issue, our clinic offers a food test. It covers more than 150 different foods in total. This includes meat, fish, grains, vegetables, fruits, dairy products, seafood, and everything else. By taking this test, a person can clearly understand what they can eat, because in my opinion, the diets that exist today are somewhat outdated, since most of them are over 20 years old. I have been working in medicine for 23 years, and in fact I learned about diet number 5 and 1 back in medical school, and unfortunately it hasn't changed. That's why there are now newer, more modern methods for food testing diagnostics. A food test is selected for a long period of time. The minimum is 2 months and the maximum is 6 months. And based on the test, you can already know for sure whether you can have beef or pork, chicken, turkey, or dairy products. A completely proper diet is selected, which allows the pancreas to recover its function. I have patients who cannot digest buckwheat. For example, there was a patient who came in with pancreatitis. She experienced pain from eating buckwheat, and she was only eating buckwheat. When we conducted a food test, it turned out that she actually had an intolerance to buckwheat, and it was causing her pain. So once again, unfortunately, according to the food test, there are almost no normal results nowadays. That is, there are people who feel perfectly fine when they eat cottage cheese, and there are others who eat just a spoonful and experience severe bloating in the intestines. Therefore, unfortunately, as a rule, most often it's vegetables in boiled or stewed form. Those are digested normally in almost 99% of cases. Meat, again beef, for example, is about 50-50. Pork is also about 50-50. Chicken, that is chicken breast, when properly prepared, stewed or boiled, is digested normally. As for fresh juices, for issues with the pancreas, vegetable juices are more recommended. Fruit juices, again, are not digested well by everyone and not during periods of exacerbation. That is, even with a sluggish course, you need to be very careful with this. Packaged juices, as a rule, are not healthy. They usually contain more sugar. Dairy products are also about 50-50. So the theory that if you drink kefir or eat cottage cheese, everything will be fine at the moment, that doesn't work. Almost 50% of patients are lactose intolerant. Any foods that are fried in oil, meat, fish, vegetables, there are even, things like fried bananas. So anything fried in oil is strictly forbidden. Next, also strictly forbidden smoked foods. So anything smoked is strictly forbidden for the pancreas. Next, about 80%, I can say 100, cannot digest fresh fruits. So fresh fruits also cause some discomfort. Sweet drinks are strictly forbidden, as are carbonated beverages, all kinds of chips, and croutons with additives. Barney bears, which children love, chupa chups, these are strictly forbidden.